Have you ever wondered why some people appear mysteriously young, even when their birth certificates tell another story? Why do certain men and women seem untouched by time, while others, only a few years older or younger, look weighed down by age? The answer, as surprising as it may sound, is not always found in genetics, expensive beauty products, or hidden medical treatments. Instead, it is often concealed within the rhythm of their inner lives, the quality of their relationships, and the way they resist the invisible pressures of modern society. Today we step into this mystery by looking through the lens of one of the most provocative philosophers of our age, Byung-Chul Han, the Korean-born German thinker whose insights into burnout, exhaustion, and modern culture have resonated deeply across the world. Han argues that aging is not only a biological process but also a cultural and psychological one. The way we live, the way we consume information, the way we handle pressure, all of it leaves traces on our bodies and on our faces. Some of those traces accelerate aging while others slow it down and preserve youth. In this video, we will uncover 7 hidden reasons why you look younger than your age. But unlike typical lifestyle tips, these reasons go far deeper. They are rooted in how you think, how you move through the world, and how you refuse to let modern culture steal your vitality. Each reason is tied not to shallow tricks but to profound ways of existing. So sit back, relax, and let us begin our journey. Together we will explore what it truly means to resist the silent forces of time. Part 1. You resist the burnout society. Byung-Chul Han describes our modern condition with a striking phrase: we live in the burnout society. Unlike earlier ages, when people were controlled by external masters, kings, rulers, or strict authorities, today's oppression is subtler. We are not commanded by someone else. We are commanded by ourselves. We wake up, open our phones, check our emails, rush into deadlines, and pressure ourselves to always do more, achieve more, and become more. We are both the slave and the master. But here lies the first hidden reason why you look younger than your age. You resist this burnout cycle. You may not even realize it, but you have chosen a different rhythm of life. While others are running endlessly on the treadmill of self-exploitation, exhausting their minds and bodies, you have cultivated the art of slowing down. You know when to push forward and when to pause. You may choose silence over noise, rest over constant activity, or reflection over mindless productivity. These small decisions accumulate, and over years they protect your nervous system, your heart, and even your skin. Science now confirms what Han's philosophy suggests: constant stress accelerates biological aging. Cortisol, the stress hormone, breaks down collagen, damages memory, and weakens the immune system. But when you resist burnout, when you create boundaries, when you rest, when you refuse to let your worth be measured only by productivity, you are giving your body space to heal. You are letting your natural vitality remain untouched by the destructive rhythm of modern life. Think of 2 people. One wakes up already anxious, rushing through the day, eyes glued to notifications, carrying stress like a second skin. The other wakes up with calm intention, takes time to breathe, to center, to enter the day without panic. After a decade, their faces tell different stories. One is marked by lines of exhaustion. The other radiates a softness and glow that defies age. This is the first secret. Looking young is not about escaping time itself, but about escaping the tyranny of burnout. Byung-Chul Han reminds us that slowness is not laziness, it is wisdom. And wisdom, paradoxically, is what keeps you young. Part 2. You live beyond the culture of performance. The second hidden reason is equally powerful. You do not waste your life performing. Han warns that we live in a performance society. In the past, life was about surviving external demands. But today, life is about displaying ourselves, branding ourselves, proving our worth in front of invisible audiences. Social media has intensified this pressure. Every meal, every trip, every achievement is turned into a performance, a show for others to consume. And yet, there are those, perhaps you are one of them, who resist this exhausting theater. Instead of performing, you simply live. Instead of competing for attention, you cultivate authenticity. Instead of chasing likes and validation, you find value in inner meaning. Why does this make you look younger? Because performance is exhausting. Pretending to be what you are not creates inner tension, and that tension wears out the body. The endless comparison with others triggers envy, anxiety, and insecurity, poisons that carve lines into the skin and shadows into the eyes. By contrast, when you stop performing and embrace authenticity, your body relaxes. Your spirit softens. You radiate calm rather than strain, presence rather than pretense. People often look at someone who seems ageless and think, what's their secret? What cream do they use? What diet do they follow? But often the secret is invisible. It is the absence of unnecessary performance. It is the refusal to turn life into a stage. Byung-Chul Han teaches that our society has confused exposure with existence. We believe we only exist if others see us, measure us, approve of us. But when you free yourself from this illusion, when you live beyond performance, you discover a rare kind of beauty, the beauty of truth. And that beauty shines through, making you appear younger than you really are. This is the second secret. Youth is not just skin deep, it is soul deep. When you stop performing and start living authentically, you conserve your energy, your spirit, and your natural radiance. Part 3. You protect silence in a noisy world. Noise is one of the great enemies of youth. Not only the noise of traffic or machinery, but the endless mental noise of notifications, messages, entertainment, and distraction. Byung-Chul Han argues that our culture is drowning in excess communication. We are always speaking, always posting, always scrolling, always consuming new fragments of information. But in this ocean of noise, something essential is lost: the stillness of silence. The third hidden reason why you look younger than your age is simple yet profound. You protect silence. You do not allow yourself to be completely consumed by the chatter of the world. You create moments when the phone is turned off, when the screen is closed, when the mind is allowed to rest. This act may seem small, but it is revolutionary. In silence, your nervous system recalibrates. Your breathing deepens. Your thoughts become clear, your emotions settle. And on your face, that inner quiet appears as lightness and ease. Most people underestimate the toll of constant noise. Endless stimulation floods the brain with dopamine, keeping the body in a state of agitation. This restlessness over years creates exhaustion, wrinkles, and even illness. But silence is the opposite. Silence renews. Silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. In silence, the body remembers how to heal itself. Byung-Chul Han describes silence as a rare treasure in modernity, a resistance against what he calls the terror of transparency. In a world where everyone is expected to share, expose, and communicate endlessly, choosing silence is a form of rebellion. It is a declaration that your worth is not measured by constant noise, and that rebellion has consequences. It preserves your youth, because when you are not drained by endless chatter, you glow with presence. People see you and sense something unusual, something ageless. They may not know why, but the answer is silence. Part 4. You refuse to be a prisoner of time. The fourth hidden reason is even more mysterious. You have a different relationship with time. Most people today live in what Han calls chronological imprisonment. We slice life into schedules, deadlines, reminders, appointments. Time becomes a prison guard, always pushing us forward, always whispering that we are behind, always reminding us that we do not have enough. This relationship with time exhausts us and makes us visibly older. But those who look younger than their age often relate to time differently. They are not ruled by the ticking clock. They live in what philosophers call kairos, the time of presence, the time of the moment. Instead of constantly racing toward the future, they know how to dwell fully in the now. Think of someone who eats in a rush, glancing at their phone, planning their next task. Now compare that with someone who eats slowly, tasting each bite, present with the act of nourishment. After years, their bodies tell two different stories. The first is tense, tired, and old. The second is relaxed, youthful, and alive. Byung-Chul Han writes that modern life is defined by acceleration. Everything is faster. Everything is immediate. Everything is urgent. But acceleration consumes us. The body is not made to live in constant haste. The body longs for rhythm, for cycles, for pauses. When you honor these rhythms, you protect your vitality. This does not mean avoiding responsibility or abandoning goals. It means shifting your inner stance toward time. Instead of being its prisoner, you become its partner. You treat time not as an enemy, but as a canvas, and you paint each moment with presence. And presence paradoxically keeps you young. Because youth is not measured only in years, but in how alive you are to the moment. You are living. Part 5. You value depth over speed. The fifth hidden reason why you appear younger than your age is this: you value depth over speed. Our culture worships speed. Faster internet, quicker results, instant responses, immediate gratification. We are told that slowness is weakness, that efficiency is everything. But Byung-Chul Han challenges this obsession. He warns that when life is lived only on the surface, in speed and haste we lose depth. And when we lose depth, we lose ourselves. You, however, resist this trend. You choose depth. You read slowly, savoring the words instead of skimming for quick answers. You listen deeply to others instead of half-hearing while planning your response. You prefer meaningful conversations to shallow chatter, meaningful experiences to endless consumption. This orientation toward depth does something extraordinary. It rejuvenates you. Why? Because depth nourishes the soul, and the soul reflects on the body. When you live in speed, you drain yourself. When you live in depth, you renew yourself. Depth means you do not waste energy chasing the shallow. Depth means you conserve your attention for what truly matters. Depth gives you roots. Think of a shallow stream, always moving quickly, noisy, restless. Then think of a deep lake, still, calm, reflective. Which one feels older? Which one feels timeless? The lake, of course. And that is the secret. When you live with depth, you embody timelessness. People look at you and sense not only youth, but something greater, wisdom and serenity, woven together. Byung-Chul Han suggests that modern life is eroding depth, that constant scrolling, endless consumption, and the demand for immediate novelty are making us flat, like paper. But you, by choosing depth, resist this erosion, and this resistance keeps you looking young, not only in appearance but in energy. This is the fifth secret. Youth belongs to those who live deeply, not quickly. And you, by valuing depth over speed, preserve your glow. Part 6. You cultivate relationships that heal, not drain. One of the greatest factors in aging is not simply what we eat or how much we sleep, but the quality of our relationships. Byung-Chul Han often speaks of the loneliness and alienation of modern society. He describes how individuals today, despite being constantly connected through technology, are more isolated than ever. This isolation breeds exhaustion, despair, and inner emptiness, forces that quickly etch themselves onto the body. But here is the sixth hidden reason why you look younger than your age. You nurture relationships that heal, instead of relationships that drain. Instead of surrounding yourself with constant competition, with toxic comparisons or with shallow connections, you choose people who bring peace. You allow yourself to bond with those who inspire you, who listen, who make space for silence and presence. These relationships are not built on performance or transaction, but on genuine care, and genuine care is medicine. Modern science confirms what philosophy has long suggested: loving relationships reduce stress hormones, strengthen immunity, and even lengthen lifespan. Loneliness, on the other hand, is as dangerous to health as smoking or obesity. Han reminds us that the digital age is not only about overstimulation but also about disconnection. Endless scrolling replaces meaningful encounters, leaving people emotionally starved. But you, by cultivating true companionship, keep your heart nourished. And when the heart is nourished, the body reflects it. Joy softens the face. Laughter strengthens the lungs. Affection releases oxytocin, the hormone that reduces stress and protects the heart. People may look at you and think, they look so alive, so radiant. What is their secret? And the answer, though invisible, is this: you are held by love, not consumed by loneliness. This is the sixth secret. Youth is sustained not by isolation but by connection. And when you cultivate relationships that heal, you cultivate an ageless glow. Part 7. You find beauty in the ordinary. The seventh and final hidden reason is perhaps the most profound. You know how to find beauty in the ordinary. Byung-Chul Han observes that our culture is obsessed with stimulation. We are addicted to novelty, to the next new thing, to constant excitement. But this addiction erodes our ability to appreciate the simple moments of life. We rush past them, always hungry for something louder, brighter, faster. And in this hunger we grow tired and restless. But those who appear young beyond their years carry a different gift. They notice beauty where others do not. A quiet morning, a shared smile, the warmth of sunlight through a window, the taste of a simple meal. These are not empty moments to them. These are treasures. When you train yourself to see beauty in the ordinary, you transform your daily life into a source of nourishment. Gratitude softens your spirit. Wonder refreshes your mind. You no longer need to chase extreme pleasures or endless consumption to feel alive. Instead, you feel alive in every moment. And this aliveness shows. It radiates outward, softening the marks of time. Han writes that the modern world, with its obsession for speed and spectacle, often blinds us to the miracle of existence itself. But when you slow down and see beauty in the ordinary, you align yourself with timelessness. You step outside the restless hunger of modern culture and into a state of quiet appreciation. And appreciation is youth, because to look young is not merely to appear without wrinkles. It is to carry an energy of freshness, of curiosity, of openness. And those qualities are born from seeing beauty where others see nothing. This is the seventh and final secret. To look young is to stay amazed. Ending. The ageless secret of being. So now we have uncovered the 7 hidden reasons why you look younger than your age. Not one of them depends on superficial tricks. Not one of them is about chasing external validation. Instead, they are about how you live, how you resist, and how you protect your soul from the silent violence of modern culture. You resist the burnout society. You live beyond the culture of performance. You protect silence in a noisy world. You refuse to be a prisoner of time. You value depth over speed. You cultivate relationships that heal, not drain. You find beauty in the ordinary. Together, these 7 ways of being create not only youthfulness in appearance, but youthfulness in spirit. Byung-Chul Han's philosophy reminds us that modern life is designed to exhaust us, to age us, to consume us. But when you resist, when you choose a slower, deeper, more authentic path, you preserve something priceless: your vitality, Looking young is not about escaping time. It is about escaping the illusions that make time heavier than it needs to be. It is about freeing yourself from burnout, performance, noise, and haste. It is about choosing silence, depth, love, and beauty. So the next time someone looks at you and says, "You look so much younger than your age," remember this. It is not only your body they are seeing. It is your way of being. It is the radiance of a life lived differently. And that, more than any cream, diet, or secret hack, is the true fountain of youth.